Welcome to Diamond.Standard.Gaming. And if you heard that rooster crow, it's time to wake up and build something awesome. And we are back here at our obby, and this is our part 2 of our obby builds here. We have 10 different obstacles, and we have about one more to finish up. But before I get to that, I'll give you a quick tour of what we have so far. So our first obstacle is the lava parkour. Then we come on up to our rock wall here. And you basically got to scale this vertical rock wall here, jumping on the platforms. Then you enter what we call Midnight Maze. So not a very big maze, but once you enter here and step on that button, everything goes completely black. Now it is a little bit less black on my actual screen when I'm playing Minecraft. In the video it looks almost pitch black, but it is playable in the actual game of Minecraft. Once you get to the end, you step on another pressure plate and it opens up the door to exit. Then we split the path. You have two different ways to go. You could do more parkour, more lava parkour, or you can do the water pool. So in the more lava parkour, there's basically two little floating blocks that you need to jump on. And if you take the water pool way, you jump down here into the water pool. And then you come into this giant room of creepers. Now I'm in creative mode right now, so the creepers aren't coming after me. If you look to the far end, there's 3 buttons. You got to pick the right button. In this case, it happens to be the button farthest to the left. So once I push the button, the door will open up. And then there's the open door. Oh, it looks like a creeper. Oh, it looks like a creeper made a run for it and pushed on the pressure plate and closed the door behind him. So let me go ahead and try that again. And he did it again right there. But that's cool. That makes it all a little more challenging for whoever's playing this. So you push the right button, you get out of the room. Then you get up to our 5th obstacle, which is Minecart Madness. So in here you have 3 different minecart tracks to choose from. 2 of them basically bring you right back to where you are, and one of them takes you to the next obstacle. If you pick the wrong one, you end up in this little room back here. The leftmost track is the right one, and that takes you right here to our next obstacle, which is the water maze. So what this is just a little underground maze. Not super difficult or anything, and just a couple different paths to take. And I did try to leave a couple places where you can go ahead and get a breath of air. Again, the goal of this is going to be time, and not to try to end the player's life. All right, then we have the tripwire hallway here. Pretty simple. You just got to kind of run through here really quick. It looks like I have to go ahead and refill some arrows into some of the dispensers. All right, then we have the color game, obstacle number 8. So in here you have these couple of blocks, and then here's a clue. It says behind you, what colors do you need to place? And this is the one we're going to finish, so I put a couple colors down there, and the goal is going to be you have to place the colors in the order of the rainbow, and then you have to go ahead, there's going to be a couple command blocks, and you have to go ahead and push a button, and I'm going to come back to this in a minute or 2 and show you how to finish up this obstacle. And in these chests over here, off to the end of the color puzzle, is going to hold the other blocks that the player can use to place and solve the puzzle. Then we get to the amazing maze. And you can see it's not a giant maze. It's just got a couple different paths you can take, a little spiral there that ends up at a dead end, a couple other little dead ends here and there. If you make it over here to this section of the maze, you get to the exit, and you get to obstacle 10, which is called Bounce Bounce. In here, the goal is to jump on these slime blocks, and as you can see, as you get further down, each set of slime blocks gets a little bit smaller, hopefully making it a little bit more difficult. If you happen to not make one of the jumps, you will have to run back over to that little red staircase right over there, and that will bring you back to right where you are right now, right where you start, and you can try again. So So pretty much the first one, to get to these two, you just kind of have to get a running start. Like, usually I can make it here. In that case I didn't, but let's see if I could try it on the second try. Nope. Alright, definitely the third try, right? Let me try. I could do this. I got it. Good. Alright, and then here I put a little pedestal that you can kind of get a running start on. Made it to that one, and I made it to that one. And then the last couple are just a single block. And there we are. I made it to the end. I am the winner. I win this giant pile of blocks of diamonds and all the money I could ever wish for. So that is our obby. And then, like I said, I'm going to go ahead back right now, and we're going to go take a look at that color puzzle. Okay, here we are. So I started by putting a couple blocks down. Hopefully it's enough to give the player a clue as to what it is that we need to do. And then I'll just throw in some, I'm just using wool here, but just something to close up that door, because when I solve the puzzle, I want the door to be opened. Alright, so the first thing we got to do is we got to get a command block. Command for that is /give @p space command _ block. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and place 4 command blocks here. I'm going to need 3 blocks to test each of the orange, blue, and indigo blocks, and then I'm going to need a 4th command block that will open up the exit doorway once the player solves the puzzle. Now, something just to pay attention to here is the arrow on each of these command blocks needs to be facing down. And then for each of the command blocks, other than the first one, you're going to want to set it to chain. You're going to want to set it to conditional, and you're going to set to always active. And you're going to do that for the next 2 blocks as well. Alright, and then for the first command, we are going to go ahead and test for the yellow concrete block, which is the command /test for block. And then I grabbed these dimensions earlier, so you'll have to just walk over to where your blocks are in your world, and then jot down the X, Y, and Z locations for each one, and then also what block needs to be placed in each one of those places. And I go ahead and I throw a button in there, because we'll need that to activate the command blocks. And you can see if I do the first one there, it did not detect the yellow concrete block because it was not there. If I throw it in now, you can now see it successfully found the block at that position. So you can see that first command is working correctly. And then here we're going to do the second command, which is going to check for the light blue concrete block. And you can see if I hit the button again here. So this time again, it only found a single thing, because if I turn around here, you'll see that I do not have block placed yet. If I go ahead and put it where it needs to go, and then turn back around and hit it that time, you can see this time it did successfully find 2 blocks. So it found the 2 that we are looking for, and then we're going to go ahead and do the 3rd block, which is going to be looking for the regular blue concrete block. Okay, and we go ahead and put the regular blue concrete block, hit the button, and now you can see we have successfully found all 3 of the blocks. But you can see the door here is still not open, so that is the last command block we got to go ahead and fill out. And I go into here, and again I jotted down the dimensions of the doorway earlier. So you'll see him here in a second. So in this case, instead of doing a test for block, we're going to do a fill, and we're going to fill with air because we want the door to actually open and not close. And you can see the doorway is still closed right here. I was just double checking the dimensions. If I go ahead and hit the button, you can see 3 blocks successfully found, and then it says 2 blocks filled because it did open up the door. And you can put whatever you want in the doorway to close it. And then you can see if I take any of those 3 blocks out, it will not work. So in that case, it just found the first one, the yellow one, and it didn't open the door. If I take out, the yellow one, for example, and hit the button, you can see there was no successfuls, and that's because we set the blocks to conditional and to chain. So it has to, before it executes the second block in the chain, it has to successfully execute the first block. Now, something I didn't do is I didn't have it check the entire rainbow, right? So if you knock out the red or orange or green, it doesn't matter for this because we only put 3 command blocks to test for the yellow, light blue, and dark blue blocks. If you want it to be more robust, you can definitely put all 7 blocks in there. And it's not really all that hard to do that, but for the case of this obby, there's really no reason to check for that. And then I'll have to come back here and put some blocks in here for the players to use when they go ahead and play. And then I'm going to go ahead in here and just fill in this hole with some grass blocks, some dirt and some grass blocks, so that we don't see all those other command blocks. And it looks like I got a Shiba Inu dog friend again. I forget what add-on that was, but there's a bunch of different dogs that you can get in my world of Minecraft now. And they show up randomly, kind of like any of the other mobs. Alright, so that is our build for today. Please let me know in the comments what you think. And thank you so much for watching. And until next time, have a great day.